Okay, here the first question, which is 0, is greater than m, greater than h, and he asked it to compare between 1 over h and 1 over m. Here, in the question, we have that h is less than m, okay? Which is meaning that if we put them down in the fraction, it will be the opposite. So 1 over h will be greater than 1 over m. Okay, so the opposite. If the term is greater than the other term, in the fraction will be the opposite. The other term will be greater than the first term. In the question number 2, we have negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1, and the other value, which is negative 1 plus negative 1. And he asked me to compare to get which one is greater. In the first value, negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 equals, first I will multiply the numbers by each other, which is meaning 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. And then we will multiply the negatives with each other, which is meaning negative times negative, which is positive, and then times negative again, it will be negative. We can solve it by this way, or we can solve it by other way, which is that if we have odd number of the negatives, it will be negative. If we have even number of negatives, it will be positive. Like here, we have 3 negatives, which is meaning odd number, so it will be negative. Okay, so the answer will be negative 1. The other value, which is negative 1 plus negative 1, plus negative, it's meaning negative. So it will be negative 1 minus 1. Because positive times negative is negative, so it will be minus 1. And here we have the same sign, so we will add and put the same sign, so it's 1 and 1, 2, and put negative, which is the same sign. The next question, which is a woman bought 3 bottles of perfumes. The first perfume, and the second one, and the third one. And he gives me information that the second one is half of the first one, and the third one is quarter of the first one. So we will solve it as terms, which is meaning the first perfume, we will say that it's x. The second perfume, it's half of the first, which is meaning half of x. The third one is quarter of the first, which is meaning it's fourth of the x. And the addition of them is 700, because he said that the total price is 700. Type how to solve it. We can try the choices, which is the first choice is 200. So in x we will put 200, in half of x we will put 100, and in fourth of x we will put fourth of 200, which is 50. So 200 plus 100 plus 50, it's not 700, so it's not the correct choice. Here in this question, we can try only 2 choices, which is only 200 and 200 and 400. Why? Because the total of the whole bottles is 700. So we should choose which is less than 700. So 600 it can't, 2,800 it can't. The only 2, which is 200 and 400. So let's try 400. The first one will be 400. The second one, half of it, which is 200. And the third one, it's a fourth of 400, which is 100. And here exactly 400 plus 200 plus 100, which is 700. So it is the correct answer. Okay, the fourth question, which is 0.004 liter container. It's used to fill a 4-liter container. How many times should it be used? We should use it 4,000 or 400 or 4 or 1,000. How to solve this one? Here we have 0.044 liter container, and the main container which we need to fill it's 4-liter container. So I will divide the bigger container over the smaller container to get how many small containers we can put in it. So we will say that 4 over 0.004 equals 0.004. We can break it down into 4 over 1000. So it will be 4 over 4 over 1000. Denominator of denominator, we can make it as a numerator, so we will take it up. So it will be 4 times 1000 over 4 equals 4000 over 4. And here we have the same number, so we can cancel 4 with 4, which is meaning the answer is 1000. So we need to use the 0.004 liter container 1000 times to fill the bigger container. The fifth question, which is a 150 centimeter tall boy is standing and his shadow is 300 centimeter. A minaret's shadow is 1200 centimeter. What is the height of the minaret? And assume that both shadows were at the same time and place. Here we have the ratio between the length of the boy and his shadow, which is 150. The shadow will be 300, which is meaning double of it, which is meaning we multiply 150 by 300. So we multiply the length by 2 to get the shadow. And the other one, we have the shadow, which is 1200. So what is the number if we multiply it the same by 2? Gives me 1200. So we can take 600, because 600 times 2 is 1200. So the length of the minaret, or the height of it, will be 600. So the correct answer is 600.